Hi guys, welcome back to Raging Reviews and Craft.
Today we're going to glitter some photo frames for you and show you how to do it.
So today I'm going to be glittering this photo frame.
And I will be glittering this photo frame.
You're also going to need a paintbrush, some glitter and the colour of your choosing, some PVA or Mod Podge, which is that, and a container to hold your preferred glue in. The last thing you're going to need is a piece of paper just to catch any of the excess that you will be pouring onto your frame.
If you are wanting to write something on it, you can cut up some small strips of tape. It can be any tape, masking tape, and I think Chaz is going to be using some to stick on like so to avoid the glitter going onto the bits that she doesn't want it on. You may also need some scissors depending on which tape you are using.
First of all, you're going to want to get your said tape and cover up the areas you don't want to glitter.
For mine, because it is a box frame, I'm going to remove the glass just so that I do not get glitter on it, and I will put that to one side.
After that's been done, that's what it looks like, and we can get on to stage 2.
Next, you want to prime your photo frame or material you're doing by using the Mod Podge or PVA and just giving it a thin coat and leaving it to dry. This is especially useful if the project you are doing is shiny. If you do use Mod Podge, it comes in several different varieties. Matte and gloss being the most common. I used to use the matte, I now use the gloss for most things, as I find when you put your top coat on it leaves it more shiny. The matte one can leave it quite dull.
I have found this with the matte one, that's the one that I bought. The matte one is a yellow label, this one's obviously the red. The problems I have, because I like to glitter things like shoes, things like that, is it does leave them looking very dull, almost amateurish.
At the end, I'll give you an example of something that I've used the matte Mod Podge on, which were some bottles that we actually sat and did for my wedding for centerpieces for the table, just to try and show you the comparison. Right, I'm going to allow mine a few minutes just to dry.
One thing you can do if you've got a child and you've got any glue sticks lying around, if you're doing any intricate details like letters for instance, and you see that it's going down the sides, just pick up the glue stick and just flick it back up to the top, and then the excess you can reuse.
Right, I'm now going to put on my coat to do my glitter with. This wants to be a little bit thicker, and I'm just going to start it down this side. And I'm going to get my glitter and start to sprinkle it on.
Before you do sprinkle it on, make sure you've got a surface that you can pick up or protect it with a piece of paper. So once you've pulled all the glitter out of your pot, you can just pick up the piece of paper, fold it in half and put it back into the pot to reuse again.
I like to leave the glitter to sit for a few seconds once I've put it on. And then all we do is lift it up and just tap off the excess. I will then fold the paper in half, try not to spill any of the glitter onto the table, and just pour the glitter back into the pot. As you can see from the frame, I've done the first coat on one side and the pot is still pretty much full. So I can always pull the gloss out afterwards and clean it. I just turn it face down. I will help you and give you a tap on the back.
Another thing you can do is, if you can see areas the glitter has stuck to, you can just gently, with a dry paintbrush, brush the excess away.
Obviously if it's stuck to the tape, it doesn't really matter.
No. Again, like Jade said, you're going to pick up the excess, slightly bend into the middle so you're causing a funnel, and guide the excess back into the pot. Again, like Jade said, not a lot being used so far. You will have something like that tends to happen. Don't worry about it. At the end of the day, when you finish completely, you can gently, with a dry brush, brush it back into the pot. Wow. See, even us at best can mess up.
And what was the first item you ever glittered?
I think the first item I ever glittered was the miniature wine bottles. Since then I've done trinket boxes. I'm currently wanting to do a pair of shoes. I've done key rings, earrings, necklaces.
Alright, this is my final step in my first layer.
If you feel like you're unhappy with what you have done, you can go back over it, but make sure you've got a baby wipe or something like that at the side of you, because you don't want to be messing around with the glitter, then dipping it into the glue, and so on and so on, because then you're going to end up with a really messy glue that when you go to use a different colour, it's just not going to look nice.
My suggestion is any mess ups you have, you actually leave until your second coat.
Yes.
Depending on the material you are gluing, I do find sometimes some things need more than 2 coats, which is especially true for things like plastics.
I do also think the higher you hold it, the bigger the area it covers, and you're not having to constantly be emptying your pot, refilling it back up with the paper, and so on and so on. So if you're holding it like here, you're going to use the whole pot. If you're using it up here, you're only going to use, say, half a pot and not have to be fiddling around with as much glitter on your table. And if we leave that for a second.
What you can also do, if you do find you have a big chunk of glitter on your table, is once you've got that into the middle-ish, you can just hold your pot below and if you use your finger or a brush to get some of it off. If you do get it on your hands or your clothes, don't worry, because it will wash out. Now I've finished gluing that bit, I will add my second coat of glitter.
Do be prepared though, if you aren't using a plastic tablecloth and you are just using a piece of paper like us, I would suggest using both. Definitely put a plastic tablecloth down and use a piece of paper. If you're not and you're just using a piece of paper, be prepared for it to go all over your table, because there are some, like for instance the one that I'm doing, there are some times where you can't stop it from going everywhere. So just be aware of that. So that's what it looks like when there's 2 coats on. And the last thing to do is just to seal it in.
When you're sealing it in, some people dilute the glue.
So it's more of like a wash than a actual glue.
For the purposes of this though, I would like it to be very secure, so I'm not going to dilute it.
So this is what it looks like after it's got the sealed coat into it. And Jodie's about to show you the finished effect once it's all dried.
This is the wine bottle I'd done in the hot pink colour.
She's also gemmed it.
And put a label on. And this one is in a fuchsia pink. And this is a candle in a fuchsia pink, but this has a full matte Mod Podge on. If you can see, it's a lot duller. That one is watered down Mod Podge, and that one is full Mod Podge.
So if you're wanting it to still have its sheen, you need to do the same parts of water to the same amount of Mod Podge.